why will you be caught flat-footed being with each other when you've been married for several years? Every morning you wake up, you get out of the house to work, you come home to the same wife, you come home to the same children, right? Then all of a sudden, nagkaroon lang ng pandemya, biglang adjustments. I don't get it. It's your house, it's your family, it's your marriage. So why is it that all of a sudden they're fighting? All of a sudden they cannot stand each other.
Yeah, it's the length of exposure to your partner. Because before that, you weren't really that exposed because you were busy at work.
Physically, exposed physically.
But now that you're by force majeure, you're forced to be together. It's hard to adjust because then there's so many irritants in the relationship which don't really go away, and you'll have to learn to live with. It's little habits that really get on your nerves, things like that. Plus the fact that money isn't that easy anymore. That's it. I think it's more that the finances, when it doesn't come easy anymore, that's when you get to bickering with one another, because then you notice all the maksayan gamit sa kuryente, maksayan sa pagluto, because when you have little things, when you have little resources, then you notice all of these things and it really gets on your nerves. Ano ba yan? Bihis ka ng bihis, maakyat sa sabon. Things like that. Because before, money was coming in, both of you were working. So it was good. Life was good. But now you're living together na. Tapos you have little resources pa. Ay, naku, patong-patong. Talagang you really get into each other's nerves.
Right.
Grace, the most important, if couple do not know how to dialogue with each other, then we have a problem. Kasi if we're just talking to each other, it's here. Utak eh. And when you, pag sa utak, there should be a winner. Diba? No, ako ang tama. Ganun. But if you dialogue, you talk on the heart level, then you understand, you are able to understand each other.
Do you feel that those husbands and wives who have careers, both of them tend to spend more time running in the corporate world?
Yes.
So the tendency is, pagdating sa bahay, whatever conversation is about errands. You were saying that the conversation should not be head level.
It's intellect, di ba? So it's a competition who is smarter. While if you're using your heart to try to understand your partner, you try to capture the feeling, not so much what that person is thinking or what I am thinking. It's just capturing what she feels about the situation or what happened, para walang away. Kasi kung feeling level, like they say, it's neither right nor wrong, di ba? Feeling. Walang tama, walang mali yan. Pero kung utak yan, yung brain, hindi, mali ka eh. Hindi, ako tama eh. Yun ang problema. That's why they end up in divorce.
Well, with me, one of the things that I enjoy with my husband are intellectual conversations.
That's when you are both agreeable with each other. When you're on good terms with each other. I think Tito Chris is referring to when things are not too good, when the relationship is soured a little. You cannot rely on intellectual conversation to resolve whatever it is that's ailing the relationship. It's always heart to heart. You try to transcend the level of the intellect and try to go deep into the level of feelings, emotions.
One of the things that I understand is, when the house is small, so there's more of you seeing each other, right? But to a lot of people, it's the reality. It's a reality. They live in the same house. How do we go around that? What do we do?
I have to go back to what I said. If you have that attitude of gratitude, no matter how tiny your house is, you'll always be thankful that you have family. And that saves it. Eh? You're thankful that you have family with you, that's a lifesaver. Eh? Then you won't concern yourself too much with the little things. We went through that. Eh? We lived in a small condo, and we were four, but we weren't really strangling each other and killing each other, because I think all of us had that attitude of gratitude. Now, we were together as a family, we were healthy. I mean, there's so many things to be grateful for. When you have that, can you hear that singing in the background?
Yes, yes.
My daughter is having a voice lesson, online voice lesson.
For that, I'm grateful that she's able to take voice lessons online.
Yes, yes.
You know, things like that. But you have to be grateful for everything.
Some families, they're out of jobs. At least they have a roof on top of them, and
for now, yes.
Yeah, and food. So that is something to be grateful also. Yung ECQ na yun, the environment is recuperating from the damage that humankind has done.
Yes.
Grateful din ako. Well, in a way, positive na thinking na there's a lockdown, there's a lot of people losing their jobs, economy is bad. Economy is bad for the whole world anyway.
Yes.
But at least the environment is improving because there's no movement, no pollution.
Maybe the future is a little bit bleaker, right, than before the pandemic. Maybe things that we were expecting to happen economic-wise is not happening because of the pandemic. But the attitude of gratitude that we're alive, we're together, and we're still earning. We can still do things within our reach. That has to be one of the mentalities to survive it, to survive the marriage inside the lockdown.
Let me just go back to something that I read online somewhere. One psychologist was saying that part of the reason that couples encounter problems is because they're both dealing with loss, whatever the loss is, the loss of a job or the loss of income. But not too many people realize that, and not too many people know how to handle that. And that's as Tita Kookie mentioned, she doesn't stress much because her pantry is full all the time.
She leaves the stressing to me. No, she's the one inspiring me also to work harder, overcome the negatives, or overcome any downfall.
One of the things that I learned from this very short conversation that we're having is that it's a choice. It all boils down to a choice. Your choice to believe what you see, and your choice to step back and enjoy the opportunity that's within reach for now.
I'd like to go back to that attitude of gratitude. It's appearing to be the central piece in this puzzle. You have to choose to be grateful for whatever situation you're in. And as Tita Kookie and Tito Chris have demonstrated, it has worked for them because they've decided that no matter how bleak the situation is, they'll look at it with an attitude of gratitude. But getting toward that attitude is not easy. It's it may not be as obvious to somebody who's not as well equipped as the Lus in terms of dealing with the small problems, the disagreements in their relationship, the fact that they have to see each other 24/7 now instead of being able to retreat to their own worlds, to their own individual worlds, to get away from each other. So how does a couple get to this level of gratitude, of awareness, of consciousness?
I think you also have to be spiritually equipped. And we're grateful that we're in this marriage encounter because it really opened the doors. That's how we were able to imbibe that attitude of gratitude. There's so many things, creation spirituality, the chirping of the birds, the wind, the trees and the plants, everything. And when you notice all of these things and you learn to appreciate them, when you can appreciate anything, you can appreciate more so your family because they're humans. You can appreciate the mundane and the ordinary. You can appreciate the special and the beautiful in humans. The mere fact that I'm breathing, that I woke up this morning, things like that, you can be grateful every single day.
If what is inside is settled and it's at peace, then no matter what the environment is, it can be transcended.
Spirituality tends to be equated with religion, right? But not all people have that same conviction, have that same strength of belief, of faith. So if they don't have that, faith, is it still possible to salvage their relationship with each other? Is there some sort of a technique or formula that is general to everybody?
Well, you could. You start from appreciating each other.
Mm-hmm.
A real, genuine appreciation of one another.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing the beautiful in that person.
The only thing that is in contention between the spouses is the fact that they just cannot stand being together with each other.
Yes.
Right? It's not even something that's horrific like a death in the family. Can you imagine if just not being able to stand each other is already enough reason to end the relationship? Then what more? What more if like there's a drought and you're dying of hunger already? Then that kind of stress, that higher level of stress will surely wipe out the marriage. Because when you say attitude of gratitude, for them, I'm thankful, right? I may be thankful for whatever, for my job, for this, for that, but that's the intellect speaking, right? That's their mind speaking, not really a true expression of gratitude that comes from the heart. And I think that's what's needed, is to really dig deep into the soul and to gain this true appreciation of what is really around us.
Also, the ability to adjust. So you're not used to staying in the house. You're not used to spending time working up to the wee hours of the night. But at the end of the day, you have to adjust to the new opportunity or the new possibility of to recreate your relationship with your family.
It's your choice, the person's choice, to be miserable and unsuccessful. And it's also your choice to be happy and successful. So yun yung adjustment. Kung wala, puro negative lang ang iniisip mo, choice mo yun eh. But if you want to turn it around and think that you parang put in your mind that, no, I'm going to be successful and I'm going to make this work. Choice mo yon. At the end of the day, nobody remembers how you fall. It's how you pick up the pieces and be successful. People will remember that.
The needs are, number one, is to be resilient, right? To keep on adjusting, to keep on flowing with the change, right? And of course, the choice to be to have that attitude of gratitude all the time, right? Okay, Christians tend to stick it out with each other because they believe in something bigger than their love. Right? Kaya nga, if you don't love each other anymore, no, you follow God. And then because God will bless it after a while, you will learn to fall in love and see each other from a different light as long as you follow. That's what Christians say, right? But what about those who just understand humanity? Those who just understand that, I love you before, but with what I see right now, this situation we're in, it doesn't work for me anymore.
Our existence is so temporary. So we're always looking for forever. We always yearn for forever. So even without a God, when you're in a relationship, you'd want that to last forever. It's human. It's a human
factor.
Yeah, that you want things to be forever. And because of that you want to work towards forever, you become more patient, you become more resilient, you adjust, and then you appreciate, and then you accept, all your differences. When you truly appreciate and love a person, you learn to accept all their flaws, all their shortcomings. That's it. Even if you're Japanese or you're a pagan, you'd want your relationship to work. Yeah, you don't want to have to keep changing partners every 10 years or so. The normal thing, you'd feel very insecure with relationships like that after 10 years, I'm going to have another one. No, you'd feel very insecure and unstable. So for you to be stronger, you have to strengthen your relationship and you have to make it last. No Christian values or principles should lead you to that. You lead yourself to that.
Those who have married for the second time, for the third time, for the fourth time, if you ask them, what they would tell you is because they're looking for something more permanent. And they don't find it in this person, that's why they leave. Only to find out that they don't find it in this person and then leave again, and only to find out that they don't find it in this person and leave again. But the fact is, if you only have stayed and worked it out, then maybe there's a better chance of having your forever with that someone. I believe in what Tita Kookie is saying. It's human nature to look for something permanent, for something, for settlements. Yes, stability.
It's actually a universal desire.
Yes.
Stability is something that all creation looks for.
Yes, that's why we want legacy, we want systems, because it all roots to that point of stability, right?
Right. And again, even regardless of your faith, regardless of what you believe in, the desire for happiness is universal. So everybody is entitled to look for what makes him or her happy. Whether or not you're equipped to find it, equipped to search your own self for it, and equipped to make the adjustment that you need to be able to find it, that's another question. That's I suppose the ones who have decided to end their marriages, these are the people who do not look beyond the pain of the moment, right? These are the people who just are not patient enough, or maybe they don't know enough, or they just don't realize that happiness is or unhappiness for that matter is inside.